All right, on to our debate. Well, the Parliament has yet again skipped a detailed discussion on the worsening air quality across several Indian cities since the winter session began. The capital's AQI has slipped into the severe category multiple times now, forcing repeated invocation of GRAP-IV measures. While the House has spent time debating issues like Vande Mataram and passed major legislations including the GRAM-G and Shanti bills, India's escalating AQI crisis has yet to find a place on the agenda. With millions breathing toxic air on a daily basis, questions should be raised over why this pressing public health emergency remains unaddressed in Parliament. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss with our guests. Joining us on the platform is Sumit Peer, senior political commentator. Advocate Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, also joins us on the show. Neoma Gupta, BJP spokesperson, with us on the broadcast. Sujata Paul, Congress spokesperson, with us on the platform as well. And last but not the least, Dr. Piyush Joshi, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, joins us on the program as well. Sujata Paul ji, I'll begin with you. Well, it's baffling to me, I'm sure as much as it's baffling to you, that an emergency like the air quality crossing 500 threshold multiple times in the last few days, which might result into a lung cancer epidemic perhaps in a decade or two later, is being ignored by the government. What is going on at this point in time? When COVID came about, the Prime Minister went on air himself multiple times, telling people on how to in fact save themselves. AQI has killed more people in the last 5 years than COVID ever could in the first year itself. Why do you think this shrug or this pass off is being given to AQI? Is it considered a seasonal problem that we are making a lot of ruckus about at this point in time? Come Feb, March, everything will be forgotten. Sujata ji.
Good evening to you, to my co-panelists and to your viewers. The fact of the matter here is, like my leader Rahul Gandhi ji said, that on this particular issue, we all needed to come on board. And this is not about the BJP or the Congress party or the Aam Aadmi party or any other party. It is about us. All of us are going to be affected by this kind of air crisis. This kind of air pollution is a crisis which is going to at least affect children, if not elders, according to the BJP. The BJP should understand that all of us stand exposed today, and if they don't wake up, you are putting to harm, putting to risk all of us. And at least if the discussion had started with the air crisis in Delhi, it could have been spoken about in other cities, people would have been made aware of, and we could have taken steps to curb this. However, the government, I don't think, is really intending to have any kind of discussion anywhere, because you remember how this session started with the Prime Minister talking about drama, and coming from India's best dramebaz. Clearly, he is off to another land, another country, and we are left over here without any serious discussion on this particular issue, which should concern all of us, which should concern the BJP parliamentarians as well. And I just hope that somewhere the BJP parliamentarians are going to discuss this amongst themselves, at least, that this is something that should be of prime importance, and the Prime Minister cannot just dictate to us, cannot just pontificate on issues, but has to help us find solutions, and we are all willing to stand with him. Why is he not willing to stand with the country at such a time of crisis? That is the question.
Okay, fair enough. Dr. Joshi, I'll come to you as well. In fact, the BJP is saying that the reason why there is more pollution than there ever was in Delhi NCR is because the Aam Aadmi Party left that legacy issue for the BJP to sort out. How do you respond to these accusations?
Well, there are two examples to take forward from here, as we take this discussion forward. I wish that discussion did happen in Parliament. Unfortunately, it did not. One is example of Punjab. When Aam Aadmi Party government was in power in Delhi, we did say that there was a lot of stubble burning arising from the state of Punjab, Haryana, and of course, the bordering areas of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand as well. So what it actually did Aam Aadmi Party do in the state of Punjab? They reduced the stubble burning by at least 70%, and some reports are saying by 95%. Now, is this the Aam Aadmi Party data or is this the Punjab government data? No, sir. This is a CPCB data. This is a CAQM data. This is, data coming from the Agriculture Minister, Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Now, he has praised the Punjab government for the steps taken for stubble burning. So when the power has been given to Aam Aadmi Party fully, we did deliver on ground. You can take that further from Punjab. As far as Delhi is concerned, we did procure 10,000 electric buses, and Delhi was supposed to have the largest number of electric buses in the whole world, if not Asia. So that, but what actually did happen? Who did block that particular order under the veil of corruption? The Honorable LG. So, the Supreme Court goes ahead and makes a historical judgment, landmark judgment, making the government of Delhi responsible in land, law and order and policing. All these three were only left aside with the union government. Rest all were to be administrated by the Aam Aadmi Party-led Delhi government then. Now, what happened after that? Modi ji brings an ordinance. That ordinance is converted into bill, and NG is made the supreme administrative head. So there are two examples. One is Punjab example, another is example of Delhi. So Delhi, yes, there were shortfalls. I mentioned the reasons why there were shortfalls. And another is the example of Punjab, where the central government agencies, it's not Aam Aadmi Party agency, CPCB, CAQM and the Union Agriculture Minister have applauded the 70 to 95% reduction in the stubble burning cases in Punjab. Now, let me tell you why discussions are not happening on this topic, and then I'll leave it for your better judgment. What are the statements coming before the winter session? Right from the Prime Minister, Mausam ka maja lijiye. In AQI of 400 and plus, at least 400 and plus, across Delhi and across the bordering regions, क्या मौसम का मजा लेगा आदमी, आप बताइए. फिर जो एनवायरमेंटल मिनिस्टर है, उनके पास डेटा नहीं है. दे डोंट हैव द डेटा दैट द पार्टिकुलर मैटर विच इज 2.5 माइक्रोन एंड लेस is leading to lung disorders. What a conundrum of mockery are we living in, and the third statement is coming from the famous temperature statement by the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi. AQI is same as temperature, and that's why we are employing sprinklers around the watchtowers. So I'm amazed and appalled. We did our responsibility in Punjab. Your agencies are applauding it. Now it's time for you to deliver on ground what you promised to the people of Delhi. And mind you, it's not going to happen because they are not serious about it.
Okay, fair enough. Neoma Gupta, I'm going to ask you a loaded question. I feel as a journalist that this problem is no longer local to Delhi NCR. Look what happened in Lucknow. A match was abandoned. The Indian fans were disappointed, and this was something which was flashed all over the country, all over the world. It's a international embarrassment for India. Look at Mumbai. Yeah. They have also started implementing the graded response action plan. Of course, their thresholds are much lower than the ones that we have in Delhi. When Rekha Gupta came into power, she said in a manifesto that we will get rid of pollution as soon as we arrive. She never said we need 10 months, we need this time. Mr. Sirsa comes on TV and he says that, we have come in Delhi after 27 years, allow us 27 months at least. How many people are you ready to lose? And, a lot of people are wondering, why hasn't the centre taken this up seriously?
Good evening to everybody on your panel and to you. So see, please understand, Delhi government is working full throttle to reduce the impact of pollution, and I would request the Congress spokesperson to take my argument seriously and reduce the impact of pollution no, she's mocking it, that we are facing due to multiplicity of factors, okay? And without wanting to politicize this pollution issue, we have chosen this time to take data-driven decisions, tough measures, and have shown no hesitation in imposing and curbing whatever is necessary for the public health. Like simple steps all across sectors aimed at controlling major factors causing pollution like vehicular, dust, biomass, burning. These measures have been enforced already and are being executed strictly. Of course, we also seek the cooperation of citizens in this because everybody needs to work together. However, the fight against pollution is happening on ground. Multiple steps have been taken place, like the 50% work from home, BS6 vehicles to be allowed to enter Delhi, PUC compliances. I mean, even a step like, excuse me, when we got these tandoors and open ovens ban, which everybody was mocking, let me just tell you, studies show that household solid fuels were contributing to 6 to 17% in Delhi, especially during the winter months, giving 10,000 electric heaters. So we are all hands on deck. when it comes to it. And since the time we've come into power, please understand, like even from 12th of December, the CAQM had deployed 19 teams for road inspection drives, geotagging,
But
timestamp
right,
photographs. So
Neoma,
efforts are
I am
made.
sorry.
Yeah, just let me finish, please.
Yeah, Neoma,
Sorry.
all I want to say is that I'm aware of all these measures. What I'm trying
Yeah,
to
so
get
I'm
from
just
you,
trying to make a
what I'm
point to
trying to
you.
tell you and ask you is that this is not a Delhi NCR issue anymore. This is a national emergency.
So having said that, we are working concurrently also on other states. For example, like in Haryana, okay, reducing the farm fires, giving Haryana has already built like a PNG, CNG pipeline in 224 out of 240 industrial areas. I'm telling you of the steps which are happening, which will show results over a period of time. I cannot give you a time frame because I'm not a science driven person.
Okay.
In UP, okay, like heavy diesel vehicles are barred from entering the state. Ghaziabad, Noida, municipal corporations, authorities are conducting regularly anti-smog situations. In Rajasthan, the government has ensured that all brick kilns use improved mud kilns and factories
I
comply
know
with
of
fuel
all of
norms.
these.
Okay,
All right.
yes, so these are
Okay,
steps which are
fair enough.
happening to see the whole of North India. Just 1 second, sir, please. Dr. Piyush had mentioned that they deserve a big thumbs up because of what's happening in Punjab. So let me give you a mild reminder. 10 years in the row, Delhi was in pathetic state of pollution when it comes to your governance. I mean, the major markers in Delhi are roads, dust, and public transport. Three spectrums in which you miserably failed, because of which pollution was on a constant rise. So yes, we are dealing with a legacy problem, but we are all hands on deck, and we do commit to make this a no problem whatsoever.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Manasvi,
Thank you.
I saw your hand go up. Please, well, I'm still not
Yeah.
convinced because, what really matters to me is not what political parties, Manasvi, say to each other. I'm not concerned if the Aam Aadmi Party was here for 10 years or if the BJP was not here for 27 years. I'm only concerned that when I wake up in the morning, there's a widget on my phone that tells me what the AQI is today. If that is not moving, then nothing is changing, Manasvi.
See, the basic question what comes to my mind is the manifesto of the BJP. So this is the manifesto of BJP, which is like Viksit Delhi, Sankalp Patra of Delhi in this election. So what happened after that? This page number 17 of this manifesto says that the first meeting would be setting up an SIT on the air quality issue of Delhi. And where is that SIT? What steps they have taken? They are there in the power since last 10-11 months. What is the reality of that check? We are at worst in the human history on clean air issue. The clean air is not something which is a luxury which the people of Delhi NCR is asking. It's the basic right which the government, as trustees of the public health and of the public, they are supposed to give it to the people. When questions are being asked, and these are the people who have voted for you, and now after voting for them, these people have to pay with their own lungs. And these are not something which is a luxurious thing, which they are not giving travel packages, they are not giving health insurances. They have to give basic thing which the people of this state would ask, and these are the people who have voted for them. People of Delhi are asking for clean air, and this is not a luxury. And now what is coming up is you blame it on the Congress because they ran out of the parliament. You blame it on Aam Aadmi Party because it was because of the past which was wrong. Now what is that you're continuously in the blame game. You are in power. The center is yours. NCR is yours. Delhi is yours. Where is there there is no scope to blame. There is all the scope to take onus. There is all the scope to take responsibility. When a voter of Delhi would vote for you is because of your Sankalp Patra, because of your manifesto, because of your arguments which will come up and would say. Entire Delhi believed that Aam Aadmi Party is corrupt, that Yamuna is not clean, Delhi's air is not clean. That's why we should vote for BJP. Now coming down, after a year or so, we believe Yamuna is not cleaned. We don't know about the corruption of BJP as of now, but the Delhi air condition is at the worst human history could have given to Delhi people. And now when you ask accountability, you have excuse over accountability.
Right. All right.
And this is not how
Manasvi,
you should function.
I also want to bring in Sumit into this conversation. Sumit, come monsoon, the roads are flooded. There are traffic jams. Life is terrible for people living in the capital city. When winters come, you have to deal with the toxic smog, the AQIs, the increasing expenditure on, purifiers, children missing out on schools. Winter used to be the months when, North India was in fact in a very merry mood. It's Christmas time. It's the New Year's that's approaching. And there's this loom of doom upon Delhi NCR. Is this something that we should be talking about if India is considered to be the fourth largest economy, the fastest growing economy in the world? Do these phrases have any meaning, Sumit, if the people living in the fourth largest economy do not have the quality of life that they deserve?
Vinny, thank you for having me on your show. In fact, what you were rightly saying, this is an issue which has become like a national issue. It's pertaining to a lot of states and a lot of states of the country, and the things don't seem to be getting under control. Now, the challenge is that if any government takes over today, there is not nobody has a magic wand. There's no jadoo which can be done. It is a gradual process which has to be done. What we at least expect the government of the state or the government of the center to come up with a date. Okay, 6 महीने लगेगा, 1 साल लगेगा, 24 महीने लगेगा. But this is the time frame when your AQI levels will come to normal. Because we don't expect Rekha Gupta ji to come and do the magic. She can't do it. It's not practically possible. Look, Vineet, if you look at the scientifically, this is the amount of pollution in Delhi all the time because of the cold and the low pressure which builds due to the cold. It does not leave the atmosphere. It gets percolated somewhere down the line. We know there's a problem. The weather has a lot to do with it, and there are ancillary issues like stubble burning and all and all. But the challenge is that how do we handle the problem as such? We have to look at a complete national approach. We have to look at a complete pan-India approach and tackle this problem at a war footing. And what I expect, I don't expect magic. I know they are doing a lot of things, and there are a lot of things which are still to be done. There are a lot of things scientifically which are being tried. But the challenge is that what rightly the people expect is what is the date. आप डेट और टाइम बता दीजिए, आप 1 साल 6 महीना, whatever you want to give. You give that date and time, okay, by that time you will have a better idea.
Vinit, allow me.
Okay, all right. Manasvi wants to come in. Manasvi, then we go. Okay, I want to go to Sujata ji first. She's had a hand up for a very long time. Sujata ji.
Yes. One must be very clear about what are the causes of this pollution. One must not forget that we globally, PM 2.5, that is particulate matter, is the cause of a lot of pollution across the world. But please remember that when we talk about this infrastructure building, this is a major contributor as well. We are overlooking that. Cutting down of trees, which will absorb carbon dioxide and other harmful gases. That is what we need to look at. But our policies are changing, and because we are talking about building roads in the manner that we are doing, in the manner in which we are getting into infrastructure building, do you even realize that all this demolition which happens, the construction waste which happens, which goes not just into the rivers, but is also a contributor along with vehicular emissions in the air pollution. So there are a whole lot of things for which you need a national policy. However, the Ministry of Forest and Environment, they're not doing their job properly because they are giving clearances wherever the government expects them to do it. So therefore, when we are talking about this problem, it is not just about stubble burning. And I want to remind my friends, I come from Uttarakhand and I know exactly why you're facing this problem, because that carbon dioxide, which is causing the suffering of all our people, could have been absorbed by a whole lot of trees and by clean water. And the rivers are not being cleaned. So we are not focusing on it. We need to engage with civil society, get them on board, not make promises like the BJP did, not make promises like Mrs. Rekha Gupta did. Now, who is responsible for making those promises? If you could not have fulfilled those promises, why did you say that? And why are you now turning and saying that, oh, we've come to power after 27 years? No, you've got to change your mindset. You've got to change the policy. And that's the only way that you will be able to control this. And this can be controlled. And we could start it by having a proper national policy for this.
All right. I'll go to Manasvi and then Dr. Joshi then. Manasvi.
I think there has to be some kind of accountability from the people who are in power, and this accountability they have to take this onus, and they are not waking it up. They are not waking up for sure. 2,700 crores roadmap was announced yesterday. Why wasn't that announced 11 months back? So these questions are to be asked, and if opposition is not asking, people of Delhi will ask. This kind of AQI cannot be tolerated, and if people are asking this question, this is not anti-national question. This is pro-national accountability kind of a question. And when CAG flags you off, when CAQM reports are against you, when there is a clear understanding that something is not going well with the AQI of Delhi, you have to own it up. And yes, there could be mistakes by the previous government, but how long? How long can you continue blaming all those people who are in opposition? Now you are in power. It is your responsibility to fix it up. Yes, Aam Aadmi Party was corrupt. Yes, Aam Aadmi Party had done completely against the climate control, against the air quality of Delhi. But now you are in power.
Yeah,
why don't you take that onus?
You're absolutely right. But in fact, other issue is the contrast is, Dr. Joshi, that a lot of people are hailing what the Aam Aadmi Party did with the odd even scheme. It did put a number of people at unease, but the fact of the matter is that you did get to see rapid results the next day itself. Dr. Joshi.
There were not only odd even schemes, there were lots of things which were done, right from procurement of electrical buses, right from then LG stepped in and did not allot us the land for those depots of those buses, and so on and so forth. What I would like to discuss here, that because there was this intent. Now, how do you solve a problem? First, you have to acknowledge the existence of it. Unless and until you are acknowledging the existence of a big problem of the similar magnitude, you can't move forward. And that's where the BJP is lacking. Their apps, including the Safal app, they do not measure AQI more than 500. Now, why do they do that? When we are talking about particulate matter 2.5 microns, I'm a doctor, I know 5 microns and less, they have the capacity to transfer to pass through the terminal bronchioles and damage your lungs. Now, where 2.5 is even more dangerous because it goes into the blood vessels and promotes atherosclerosis and even leads to heart attacks. It's proven data. You don't need the Minister of State for Environmental Sciences to say, in front of the whole media of the country कि भाई हमारे पास WHO का डेटा हमारे देश के ऊपर applicable नहीं है. अरे PM 2.5 and the lungs and the terminal bronchioles, they are of the same size the world over. The lungs, they do not change their sizes according to WHO and according to the government of India.
True,
so that is where, if you don't acknowledge a problem, you won't be able to solve a problem. The Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab, why they were able to deliver? Because there was no interference. That's why they delivered on stubble burning. Now, which was the most polluted city a few days back? It was Jhajjar. And where is Jhajjar? Jhajjar is in Haryana. Where did the match get cancelled? Lucknow. I sit in Indore. Indore is triple engine ki sarkar, so-called, Bharatiya Janata Party. AQI of Indore reached up to level of 200. Now, it is central India we are talking about. No stubble burning.
Correct.
No dhan cultivation, no paddy cultivation.
All right, let's give an opportunity to Neoma to respond as well. Neoma, in fact, a lot of people were baffled and peeved that why did not the Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Bhupendra Yadav, call for a press conference at the onset of this crisis. In fact, it took a lot of galvanization on social media from trolls and his own people for him to come on X and say a few words.
Okay, just to clarify on the onset, my debate very, very clearly said that the Delhi government is fully working full throttle to reduce the impact of pollution and taking a innumerable number of steps. So I don't know from where did Mr. Thapar come to the diagnosis that I said it's not our responsibility. Having said that, I wanted to also clarify to him, since the time we've come into power, we have taken concrete steps. Yes, they might not be yielding the necessary results, but they will yield the necessary results over a period of time.
Allow me.
Yeah, well, let me just finish.
Let her finish.
Thank you. So, like a simple thing, like, road, which plays a very key role when it comes to dust accumulation in potholes. Over 18,000 potholes have been repaired, and a stretch of 2650 kilometers of roadside has been paved. Now, when it comes to construction and demolition, ma'am, I just wanted to tell you that there are waste areas created within 10-kilometer radiuses in order to, no, you have to hear me out, in order for us to rehabilitate all that. A small other thing, like 240 industrial areas in NCR, which are like PNG infrastructure based, PNG infrastructure, is now available in 224, and over 96% of the industries have shifted to approved fuels. The point is, all this could have not happened overnight. It's since we've come into power that these steps have been taking place. And like Delhi's capacity, I'm sure Piyush sir knows this, Delhi's heavily increased its Delhi capacity base.
Allow me.
Our waste to energy has come up by 7,000 tons. All these things don't happen overnight. They happen over a period of time. Having said that, a great job if you're saying Punjab has done all this. So let me take you to a flashback
Neoma,
in
these
terms
things
of
do not happen overnight. I completely concur with you.
Thank you. No, just let me just counter the few points if you allow me.
No,
literally,
we have to in fact wrap up in a couple
just
of
to
minutes.
say, Piyush sir, when it came to roads, under AAP, roads were in the worst condition in Delhi, and only about 68 kilometers.
That's true.
One second.
That's true.
say
Vineet,
10
Vineet.
kilometers. I was not
Vineet, you'll have
politicizing
to
the
allow
issue
me.
All right,
earlier.
fair enough. Neoma, you're absolutely right. When the Aam Aadmi Party left Delhi, the roads of Delhi were in absolute abysmal condition. The Bharatiya Janata Party has done a great job fixing those. But we will give credit where it's due. But it's also important to criticize the government. You say you've just come into power in Delhi for the past 10 months. But this is the capital city. You know, the government of the centre could have done something. You know, they could have in fact moved some mountains to make sure that Delhi is at least livable. Manasvi.
Vineet, I'm a man of facts. I will not speak anything which has not been quoted by Delhi. In the manifesto, they write, this is what they have said to the people of Delhi. The first session of Delhi Assembly, they'll form a SIT. The only basic question what comes to my mind would be, the election mudda was Delhi's air quality. And you had written in your own manifesto, where is that SIT? What is the finding of that SIT? Why did it take you just yesterday that you decided to create a roadmap of 2,700 crores? Why the same steps you could have done 6 months ago? You have completely failed, and you have to acknowledge that failure, and only then you can improve. Only then 2026 winter could be better. You are not acknowledging that. The biggest problem what comes to the mind of the people of Delhi is we voted for them. They'll give us a better air quality. But now they're blaming Aam Aadmi Party. That's not how the people of Delhi would have expected you to perform. There is no accountability. As you said, Vineet, the union minister is not coming or tweeting also that, yes, we have failed. It's a international embarrassment that this is the air quality of India. The capital's air quality is so low. You can't invest in India with this kind of air quality. You have to be accountable. You have to take that onus.
Sumit, we have a paucity of time. Last comment from you. If you have failed at your job in any profession, the logical step is to sack that person. Sumit Peer.
Vineet, look, Rome was not built in one day. If we want to solve this problem, let's give it a date and a time. I'm only asking for one
Well,
thing.
the BJP has created this problem.
All these clauses
I'm sorry.
cannot be fixed.
It is the BJP.
Sujata ji bolne dijiye, all these things cannot be fixed.
Sujata ji, let him finish. Sujata
But
ji,
now
let him
with a
finish.
date and a time and stick to it. We should only ask government for a date and time. आप बताइए कब किस साल किस महीने तक ठीक होगा, क्या level आएगा, and let's work for that and give them that time. That's only logical.
Okay, fair enough. We've run out of time. We've run out of time.
बताओ.
We can debate as much as possible. I know it is a very touchy topic, but we've completely run out of time. Appreciate everybody who joined in and gave their point of view. We have some big break.